You know what, man? I can't even feel bad. I don't even feel bad. As a depressed, lonely Sixers fan who has to suffer because of the Boston Celtics over and over and over again, I don't even feel bad. I don't even feel bad for this team, and I'm going to get a great NBA Finals out of this. Cutting that all short, Boston lost to Miami tonight, 102-128 in embarrassing fashion. They get blown out of the gym on the road, did not come with any fire. The starters didn't play the entire fourth quarter, and it was over basically from the first quarter onwards. And you just got an onslaught from Miami all game long. If I would have told you that Jimmy Butler went 5 of 13 from the field, had 16 points, you wouldn't think the Miami Heat won the game, because Jimmy has been their leader in their push this entire playoff run. And he did not have his best game. He just didn't. They threw double teams at Jimmy Butler in this game, and he was passing out of double teams, had a couple turnovers. I think he had like 2 turnovers. He had 2 turnovers. And, if they were throwing different looks at Jimmy, letting him not beat him. But you know what? Jimmy didn't have to beat him, because Miami's other players, they came to play. Now, something else we'll talk about is Kevin Love's injury. It looks like he had a heat pack on his calf. Hopefully he gets better, because Miami is dealing with injuries already, to Tyler Hero, of course, and Victor Oladipo. So we hope to see Kevin Love on the court for Game 4. But, Miami, like I said, their players, the entire team came to play. You got 16 from Jimmy, like I said. You got 13 on 4-5 shooting from Bam. Great defense, timely dunks. You get 29 points from Mr. Gabe Vincent, who looked like he could not miss. And basically he couldn't. He was 11 of 14 from the field, 6 of 9 from three-point land, 29 points from Gabe Vincent. I think it's his career high, playoff or regular season. You love to see it. He played absolutely outstanding on the offensive side of the ball. And you know what? He's not even a liability on defense. I believe he's about 6'1", and you really wouldn't see it. He's not a liability on defense at all. He can lock up. Max Strus, timely three-point shooting. 10 points from Max Strus. You got 22 from Duncan Robinson, although some of that came in that fourth quarter that, was completely over. You get minutes from Caleb Martin, who played well with 18 points off the bench. And if you look at the box score, it looks like a lot of people played. You got 7 from Kyle Lowry, all these players played. A lot of that was garbage time in the fourth quarter, because, like I said, it was just completely wraps. Now, this is just an embarrassment for the Boston Celtics. You go out, you lose 2 at home. That's tough. You lose 2 at home. You want to come in as the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference and one of the favorites to win the NBA Finals off of a Finals appearance last year. This team just isn't the same. And I was saying this during the Sixers series. I said that the Boston Celtics do not look like the same team as last year. And partially I was right and partially I was wrong. I was wrong because they were enough to beat the Sixers, which of course they were enough to beat the Sixers, and we couldn't get to the conference finals. But I was wrong because this Boston Celtics team from last year, would not let this happen to them against this Miami Heat team. After how well they're playing, they wouldn't go down like this. The starters didn't play in the fourth quarter. I get it, you're down 30. But, you want to go in with some momentum heading into Game 4, even though the series is over when you're down 3-0, because no team has ever come back from 3-0. I said it in my Denver-LA video. It's not happening. It's a Boston Lakers finals isn't happening. It's Miami and the Nuggets, and we all know it at this point. Yeah, it's just not happening, but you want to go in with some momentum. You want to fight at the end. This is the end of your season, and you don't even put the starters in for the fourth quarter. It's just kind of embarrassing. Now, you get a flop performance from Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown once again. You get 0 for 7 from 3 for Jaylen Brown, 6 of 17 from the field, and 12 points. Minus 25 on the field. Another bad game from Jaylen Brown. You get 6 of 18 shooting from Jason Tatum, 1 of 7 from 3, and 14 points with a minus 23 from the floor. You aren't winning. Al Horford puts up another stinker. Marcus Smart doesn't really play his best. Derek White isn't shooting the ball as well as he has been, in the previous series. Grant Williams is still getting bullied by Jimmy Butler. You're just not getting it. You're not getting it from this Boston Celtics team, and they're just not consistent. They put together 3 stinkers against this Miami Heat team, folding in the end of games, not coming ready to play. All of that stuff, it's just going to lead to you losing basketball games, especially when your stars don't show up. Props to the Miami Heat, man. They're taking advantage of this, and they're on the verge, basically, of sweeping the Boston Celtics out of the Eastern Conference Finals after making the NBA Finals last season and being 2 games away from winning a championship. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but like I said, props to the Miami Heat. They're on their way to their, I believe, 6th NBA Finals in 12 years, which is crazy. Props to Eric Spoelstra. He's out coaching the heck out of Joe Mazzulla. It's just over. It's over. Miami leads 3-0. Like I said, we're getting a Denver-Miami NBA Finals, and it should be a good one. We're going to get great basketball out of that, out of the way these two teams have been playing this playoffs. They've clearly been the most 2 dominant teams so far. You get a 4-1, both in their first rounds. Miami takes care of business against New York. The Nuggets take care of the Suns. And they're taking care of their series in the conference finals, and it's going to be a bloodbath going into this game. We'll talk about that more when, it's official, but for right now, that's exactly what it looks like. That's exactly what's going to happen. Both of them are up 3-0. It's just sad to see for the Celtics, man. It's just crazy. This is a bad way to go out.